personal examples of interactions with others. For me, when I went back to work, which again, I have people in my grief share groups that don't want to go back to work. They dread it. They can't work. They can't, focus. But work was, I loved it because it occupied my mind. But I thought it was really weird because people at work wouldn't talk to me about my loss or just ignored it like it never happened. Except my students, and I actually threw this picture in today. I was looking this over because it came up in one of my Facebook memories. And my students, I only taught a couple of classes because I was working more in the administrative side, but I did have a couple classes, and I went to class and I was kind of dreading it. I knew that they knew that I'd been gone for a couple weeks and why, because I had told them from day one, my husband's terminally ill, and when he, gets very near death, I'll be missing a few weeks. So they knew why I was gone, but I didn't want to talk about it, but it was like the elephant in the room. So I just briefly said something, and a lot of them said, "We're so sorry, Mrs. Black," that was my name back then. "We're so sorry, Mrs. Black," and we went on with the lesson. But when I got back to my office, that bouquet was on my desk. They had arranged through my secretary to have that delivered. It was in her office, and they told her to put it in there while I was in class, along with the card that they had all signed and written very precious things to me. And it just meant the world to me. And the other one was a colleague I had, which was kind of funny because I told you my name was Mrs. Black and his name was Mr. White, and we were hired on the same day. And so it was a big joke on campus. We'd see each other, "Hi, Mr. White, hi, Mrs. Black," and back and forth like that. And he stopped me one day and just talked to me. And he acknowledged my loss and talked to me in detail about it. And it had such an impact on me that obviously I still remember it. My daughter came home and it was the same thing. She said none of her friends talked to her about her loss of her dad, none of her teachers, with the exception of her 2 band directors. That's it. So that was hard for her. She felt weird being a kid with only one parent because all of her friends had 2 parents. And anyway, so that was our examples. I don't remember anybody saying anything dumb to me, like, "You'll get over this, you can remarry." No dumb advice.
Yeah.
Praise God.
Yes. What about you guys? Any examples of how people treated you after a loss?